Hello there and welcome. Yes, we are Geeks Assembled, and we have assembled here today to talk about the 2014 Godzilla. And let's start off with opening thoughts. Let's go to Beef Dad first for his opening thoughts. We'll get into characters and that in a bit. Just opening thoughts.
Opening thought. Well, having seen all of the Godzillas, right the way back to the very first Japanese one, what can I say? It's a remake. It's not a good remake.
And let's go to Lee. Lee, first impressions, first thoughts?
Yes, I've seen several Godzilla movies. The 90s version always gets panned.
I like that one as well.
And to be honest, I think, and this one really needs to be panned as well. It's a monster movie done the American way. I'll get onto other things later on, but yeah, it's not a very good movie.
And Alex, just opening thoughts. We'll go into characters and favourite scenes in a minute.
I actually liked it. I think it was I liked the dialogue, even though it was a little corny with some of the actors. But I liked it, but I wouldn't run to buy it though. And there are better versions out there. At least it's better than the '98 version with Broderick.
No one likes the 90s version. I don't mind that one. I used to, probably because I watched it when I was a kid, I was a kid in the 90s, so you like anything when you're a kid. So I look back at it with a bit of nostalgia, I suppose. And let's go to Jason for opening thoughts on this Godzilla.
I feel pleased for it.
Yep, well, that's... And, what do I think? Well, I actually, when I first watched this, I really liked it in 2014. Now rewatching it, it's got problems. Yeah, it's a bit. There's a lot of talking and stuff like that, and you don't see Godzilla a lot. I mean, it takes a long time to get to Godzilla. Let's go on to favorite characters and stuff like that. So, any standout characters for anybody? Lee wants to go first.
Well, this was hyped up, bigged up. Oh, Bryan Cranston is, one of the main actors in this. His screen time, if you all add it all together, is only about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bit of a con. Those 20 minutes at the beginning of the movie. He's a good actor, but I think his talent was wasted in this, to be honest. Of all the other actors in this, I don't really know any of the actors in this. There was some. I know the guy who played Bryan Cranston's son. He went on to play one of the Avengers. I think it was Quicksilver in the Avengers movie, but he's an English actor, of course. But I haven't got really any favourite actors in this at all. As you say, it's dialogue. Godzilla doesn't show up till nearly the end. What else is it? I've got a group with it though. All the action scenes are in the dark.
Yeah.
It's all nighttime action scenes. For me, it's wasted because you can't see anything really.
Well, it's meant to be the mood, isn't it? It's meant to create atmosphere. That's what they think.
No, because you've got gigantic monsters what are all dark and black, and then you've got the nighttime. So you can't really see much of the action.
Exactly. Yeah.
You go back to the old Godzilla movies, the originals. All their action was in the daytime, and giant monsters in the city fighting and all that in the daytimes. This time, it just
a lot of these modern films, the action's in the dark, and these modern films are so dark. The lighting is so dark. It's not just this film.
Yeah, it's yeah, as you say, there's too much dialogue in this. I say the action's not until later on in the film. So yeah, that's my thing for now. I'll pass it on to someone else.
Favorite characters, Beef Dad, if you have any.
Well, David Strathairn playing the Admiral was pretty good. I seem to recall seeing him in something else. Oh yes, I think he was in The Blacklist. I think he played the villain in The Blacklist who ended up being taken somewhere, put somewhere safe by plane, basically by pushing him out the door. Elizabeth Olsen, I think, was sadly misused. She's actually quite a good little actress. I would have liked to have seen more of her, and certainly a little more intense, should we say. Who else? Yeah, the kid who played Sam Brody, the little fella. To be perfectly honest, the poor little soul looked all at sea. Everything was going on around him. He just didn't know how to react to it. And as far as the one moment that reminded me very much of the original Godzilla movies was the moment when Godzilla himself wrenched open the jaws of the female creature and basically nuked her, which of course is what he does. But it's so sad. For me, they ruined what is an excellent story. There's some real magic in the original story of Godzilla, and it's gone. They took it away. Gradually, on all the remakes, it's gone. To be perfectly honest, it's just gone down. Because, I mean, yeah, everybody laughed at the original one, you know, a man in a sort of dinosaur suit. But it worked. It actually worked because the story was so good.
Yeah, you've got to have the story, yeah.
But now, the story, I mean, that story was it was a mishmash and a jumble. And it really wasn't, it didn't mesh for me at all.
And what about Alex for favourite characters? If he's got any? If you've got any, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Olsen is good, and there's one other person. I know Bryan Cranston was in it. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to find a movie with all the elements and themes put together well. They either concentrate too much on special effects or dialogue, or like Alex said, you film everything in the dark. And that's okay if it's at night, or it's okay if there's a sequence. But when it gets to be, 90% of the movie, it's just tedious and boring and predictable. And I mean, it's, like I said, I did like the dialogue, but I would assume that there's a lot of Godzilla fans that, like Beef Dad said, you want the original, or you want a really well done version that puts all the elements together, not just concentrate on two things and put everything else in the background.
And dare I go to Jason for favourite characters?
Well, I do remember hearing the Godzilla smile, but then I fell asleep again.
So, any favourite moments, Jason?
I think that was just it.
And any favourite moments for anyone else? Anyone want to say their favourite moment?
I agree with Beef Dad with the female Muto it was called, wasn't it? Where Godzilla just prized up the jaws and just blasted down. That was a good moment. Also, as well, the effects of Godzilla under the water as it's going under the fleet of Navy ships. That was a good scene.
Very good, that was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the action, where the buildings getting smashed by the Godzilla's tail and so. They're good. I mean, good effects, very good effects. But as it's been said, it's a bit of a mishmash.
The problem is, loads of films these days have good effects,
but not a good story.
Exactly. It's the story that counts for me. It doesn't matter about the effects. Anybody else?
But what gets me is, but what gets me is about the 90s version flopped. So who in Hollywood decided, let's make another Godzilla movie? Because the last one flopped.
Yeah, but we're in an age of remakes.
Yeah.
They're making remakes upon remakes of remakes.
But yeah, but why remake of flops? You don't remake flops, do you? You make a remake of a big successful movie, not a flop.
Well, but the like I said, the issue is, you need to blend the themes and the elements together. So it's not just CGI or whether you film something in the dark or whether it's a great looking set, because unless you're in on the joke or unless there's writing that's there that, for a few minutes they'll wink at the audience, you have to blend it all together where it's enjoyable and it makes sense. If you just want something that's a roller coaster ride, then you can go to Independence Day or Back to the Future or whatever. But if you really want a good movie, but that's the thing, they're just producing something to produce something. It seems like they don't have a point. They don't have a blending of the elements. So you do end up with a mishmash. But the problem is it doesn't even make it doesn't. I like the dialogue, but I know a lot of people won't. A lot of people go, where's Godzilla, or where's a good, just like in the old days where they used to show it on the independent stations. Godzilla versus Mothra or whatever, another, and I think that's what they're missing, or they want to say, okay, let's get guaranteed that this will make $600 million instead of making something good or making something well that people will remember.
Yeah, because this film did well at the box office, didn't it? Yeah, it did very well, yeah.
Like $530 million, which is too much money.
I wish I had that money.
I wonder how many people though would have seen the movie if they knew what it was going to be like.
Well, yeah. Probably a lot wouldn't have seen it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing, that even though the older movies had worse special effects or they were corny, at least they partially understood why they were corny, and there were jokes in there. This Godzilla, I didn't hear any jokes. I didn't hear any good jokes or any good puns or anything, not that I recall.
Well, it was meant to be serious, wasn't it? It was meant to be...
Yeah, a little too... That's the other issue. Everything has to be dark. Yeah, but that's the point. You have dark and light. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Lee, was you going to say something? I thought you were going to mute yourself then. So, anybody else have any favourite moments? Or least favourite moments? Let's go to least favourite moments, because I think we're going to struggle for favourite moments. So any least favourite moments you thought, oh, that really ruined it?
I just thought it was the underusage of certain actors in it, as you say, Bryan Cranston, Juliette Binoche.
Yeah.
She,
because Bryan Cranston's brilliant.
Yeah, she was in it less than Bryan Cranston. I mean, you get those type of actors. Use them, for God's sake. Don't just use them for 20 minutes or 15 minutes just to sell the movie. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because his name sells, doesn't it? It's like the Power Rangers movie. I mean, I don't know how much he's in that, but I mean, to sell the film, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff what's wrong with this movie. You just don't know where to. I don't know where to start with it.
So where would you say it rates in the Godzilla movies that you've seen? Where does it rate?
Me personally, I would put this at the same level as the 90s version, to be honest, which was very good.
Hmm.
The originals are far better. They're not in special effects wise superior, but they have got a good story, and
Yeah.
it keeps you sitting watching them. Okay, as Beefcast said, it's a man in a suit. We all know that. If it's a good story and you have a bit, it keeps you enthralled, it's done its job. This one sent Jason to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's difficult to do because Jason's quite hyper.
Yeah.
Jason's quite on the ball all the time.
Because it was so dark. I mean, I don't know who the lighting cameramen were on this. But
I agree. Yeah, it was very dark.
They really want a good hard kick up the backside because there is absolutely no point in having a monster movie where you just cannot see the monsters because there's no lighting.
But no, where would you rate this?
Oh, it's right down at the bottom of all
the Godzilla movies. Yeah,
right at the very bottom.
And have you seen them all, or have you seen a good few? Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing too. Unfortunately, like I said, it's a problem of producers. Instead of doing something different or something smart or something that has a point, they end up using the same tropes again and again, or they end up doing a style. Okay, that's okay for Batman, but that doesn't mean everybody has to shoot in the dark or wear black or be, melancholy or what. I mean, that's why Deadpool worked, because there was a lot of humor in there. You gotta know how to blend it in. It seems like they don't know how to blend it anymore.
Yeah, when they were doing the concept of this, when they were doing the storyline to this in their meeting, their meeting room, when they think, okay, the city's in darkness because all the lights are out, blah blah blah. We'll have two jousters fight in between all the tower blocks. Someone must have thought, well, how are we going to see those two monsters?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the film wouldn't have been much better, really, would it? If it was lit up, I suppose it would have been. It just took too long to get to the action and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it would have added more contrast if when you had scenes that were light and dark, not just dark. So it's kind of like, I just get a feeling they're trying to do like a Batman style type of thing, and that doesn't work with Godzilla, or very small amounts, not the whole movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there is some good scenes. I was good scenes in there. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, where they're walking through the belly of the beast, shall we say, with the bones. They're walking through, which reminded me of Alien, to be honest. The designs of but it was too dark, too serious, and it was too long.
Yeah, it was too long. Yeah.
No, it's too dark to see clearly what they were walking through.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I don't have to spend $20 to turn off the lights and walk around in the dark, right? I can do that myself.
Well, dare we move on to final say and score? Dare we even venture there? Let's start off with, let's go with Lee, because I think this is going to be maybe one of the highest scores we're going to get.
Right, for this movie, the 2014 version of Godzilla, brilliant effects. I love the effects, but that's what Hollywood movies are these days, just effects. And this film was just effects. Trouble is, most of the effects you couldn't see anyway because of the darkness of the film. Boring story. And my score.
Here we go. Drum roll. Brace yourselves, everyone. The viewers are on the edge
just because of the effects. I'm giving it a 3.
What? A 3? I didn't expect it to be that low. Let's go to Alex. Let's see if Alex will aim higher than 3.
Yeah, I mean, if the movie was $3, I'd buy it. Otherwise, I'm not going to buy it. And like I said, even though I did like the dialogue, there's other better versions of Godzilla, and I think I like it better with, like I said, when I like Godzilla movies better when it's fighting another creature.
And it's actually got some light.
Right. Yeah.
So you can stay.
So I mean, I think I'll probably give it a 6, but it's begrudging, and I mean, it should be more than that, but I think I'd give it a 6. And especially the underuse of the actors too.
Dare I go to Germany and ask Beef Dad? I'm going to go on, Beef Dad. Final say and score.
You might as well. Well. Yeah, it's basically, I resent this because knowing that we were reviewing it, I tried to get it on the streaming sites, and for some reason I couldn't get it here in Germany. So I went out and bought the DVD.
Oh.
And it's the biggest waste of money I've done in years. I would certainly say that 2 is the absolute maximum it would get from me. And then it gets that for the scene with the fleet and diving underneath the aircraft carrier, and the scene where he kills the female mutoid. But yeah, 2.
Now let's play Bruce's card. Play your cards right. Let's play your cards right. Will Jason go higher or lower than a 2? People, will Jason go higher? If it's higher, go like that. If it's lower, go like that. Will he go higher or lower? Lee saying lower. Alex? Lower. Beef Dad? Lower. What do you go on, Jason? Give us your final say. Go.
Let's see. They should have made Godzilla like the classics, where he's just high on coffee, because that's how the Godzilla looked like way back then. This Godzilla looked like the George Humpington on steroids. So I'd say a 0.1 out of 10.
Wow. Well, I can definitely say I'm going higher than that. For me, I mean, what else can I add? I mean, it's dark. It's so dark, and it would have been better if the direction was better with the lighting. You know, the lighting was all better, and it would have been better if it was shorter, and if they'd used the actors properly, and just cut a lot of the dialogue and got Godzilla in a lot earlier. It just would have been so much better. This just seems like a modern monster movie with just special effects. It's just special effects, like Lee says. I think I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. And I got it on Blu-ray. I'm going to get my head tested tomorrow. Anyway. Yeah, well, yeah, no, just throw it, Lee, innit? Just throw it. Out the window. I'm going to open the window. Anyway, we've been quite harsh on this film today. I bet everybody's wishing it was Saving Mr. Banks now, which was the other choice, but it lost out to Godzilla.
Yeah.
And can I just add, it would have been Saving Mr. Banks because we did it on a flip of a coin. But Lee, now Saving Mr. Banks was heads, and I flipped it and it went on to heads.
Can I just say something?
I'm going to flip it.
Can I just say something? You didn't flip it. You had it in your hand like that, and you just went. Yeah, but that's not flipping. That's flipping. Catch it like that. That's flipping.
It's flipping funny.
Yeah.
I bet you wish it. It had chose heads now, aren't you? Anyway, tell us below what you think about this Godzilla film, and I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. Hit that subscribe button, And as ever, look after yourself. Take care. And we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.